Norfolk is getting even more connected. People can already hook up to hotspots around downtown, but now they can take Wi-Fi home. Library leaders like Sean Bilby and a nonprofit teamed up to help close the digital divide.
We certainly knew that we had a need among people locally to get Wi-Fi, whether it's for searching for a job, for doing homework at home, whether it's for high school, elementary school, or college.
According to the FCC, there are still around 64.5 million people without internet connection across the nation. Low-income people are hit the hardest. People can now check out nearly 50 mobile hotspots from Norfolk libraries. 10 devices can hook up to each hotspot at once.
In the kit that people can check out for 3 weeks are instructions, the hotspot, and the charging cable.
Only adults are allowed to check out the device, and there are some restrictions.
So there's filtering for content, whether it's for violence or sexual content, that is prevented from coming through.
If the hotspot isn't available to check out when you'd like, you can put your name on a wait list. If patrons don't return the device, they have to pay a $75 fee, and the service, that'll be shut off. In Norfolk, Elise Brown, 13 News Now.